I would rather celebrate with than with my great friend, Congresswoman Ocasio-Cortez, Senator Schumer, Senator Sanders, Congresswoman Chu, Congresswoman Bush, Congressman DeGoose, and the incredible young advocates who are behind us who work to create a civilian climate corps. They kept that idea alive, and today we have an American climate corps that has been announced. So we thank all the young people for everything which you have done to make this moment possible. Today, we have seen all of the hard work pay off. And as disasters fueled by climate ravage our communities and our country, we know that this is not a moment too soon. Last year, we took a major step in turning our Green New Deal vision into a reality with the Inflation Reduction Act, ambitious, transformational, economy-wide legislation with jobs and justice and climate at its core. And we thank Senator Schumer for his leadership on that issue, for helping us get that historic package across the finish line. But to put it bluntly, when Congresswoman Ocasio-Cortez and I first introduced the Green New Deal, we knew that our solutions needed to be bolder, we had to think bigger, that Washington needed to be braver, and if we were going to combat the existential threat of climate change. And as part of that movement, we envisioned a civilian climate corps for jobs and for justice. And this week, more than 50 members of Congress called on the Biden-Harris administration to take another big, bold, brave step forward and establish a civilian climate corps through executive action. And today, President Biden listened to the movement and he delivered with an American climate corps. So today is an historic day. The President's American Climate Corps will put 20,000 trained Americans to work, mostly young people, trained and getting them paid and turning green investments into a green workforce all across our country. Tens of thousands of Americans working together for energy-efficient housing and buildings, for cities that must survive climate catastrophes, for low-cost, clean solutions in communities that need them the most, for an effort that will transform our nation to survive a transforming world. When we hear about the crises hitting our communities, climate change, racism, public health pandemics, economic inequality, it's easy to lose hope. But the creator of the original CCC, President Franklin Delano Roosevelt, once said, "In these days of difficulty, we Americans everywhere must and shall choose the path of social justice, the path of faith, the path of hope, the path of love towards our fellow man." President Biden's American Climate Corps will improve on President Roosevelt's Civilian Conservation Corps by rectifying the racial and gender inequities of the past in that program, and to build a climate corps for today, for this generation, a vision for these young people who want a better America. And with the Climate Corps, we will find a way, amid those crises, to once again walk the path of hope together. The work begins, not ends, here. We must ensure that this Climate Corps is ambitious, just, and unapologetically pro-union, done for and by environmental justice communities, and coordinated across the government by the White House, so these Climate Corps members tackle projects by the thousands with one shared purpose. And you know, we won't stop in Congress. We'll keep fighting to pass the Civilian Climate Corps for Jobs and Justice Act in order to supercharge the Climate Corps, make it even bigger than President Biden announced today. But today, after years of work alongside young people, unions, service organizations, nonprofits, legislators, and the Biden-Harris administration, we have an American Climate Corps to celebrate. The tens of thousands of American Climate Corps members will not just help us save the world from climate threats, they will help us build a world worth saving. So this is a great day. We thank all the young people for their leadership, for driving this, for creating the movement that created the momentum that made this moment possible for our country. It's just a deposit We are going to build on this in the years ahead and make it as big as it needs to be to fight the climate crisis. And it is my honor to introduce to you just a historic leader on the issue of climate change, my partner in the Green New Deal, the great Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez.
Thank you so much, Senator Markey. Thank you, Senator Sanders. Thank you, Representative